Hey, this is Different Careers with Kate Nudd, and today we're going to go over a continuing education course that combines cupping and the lymphatic system. So it is called Cupping and the Lymphatic System, but the course called it something different. No, it did. It called it the same. So the instructor is Paul Colimer or whatever. Let's see what the course describes. Okay, learn the who, the what, the where, the when, and why using cupping to work with the lymphatic system. Content includes who cupping may and may not be appropriate for, what considerations must be made when using cupping techniques to work with the lymphatic system, when it is appropriate to use cupping, and where on the body it can be applied safely, and why you may want to add cupping into your soft tissue modalities toolbox. Okay, so that's what he claims. I'll answer this later. To fill out the questionnaire, but that's the survey at the end that you have to rate the class. So Paul Colmenier is a massage therapist and practitioner of Chinese medicine from Winnipeg, Canada. A self-professed research nerd, he likes to read research articles and is keen to add evidence he finds into his courses, as well as running a busy multidisciplinary practice. He is the owner of the supply educational companies Cupping Canada and Cupping USA. The website for U.S. customers is cuppinginternational.com. So feel free to look into his stuff. Now, just a disclaimer, he is not New York certified for cupping or lymphatic drainage at all. So if he is talking about this stuff, this must be the Canadian practice of cupping and lymphatic drainage combined. I don't know, but it's definitely not New York certified at all. We will go over some of it. So, I'm going to reload the page because this stupid thing is coming up. I don't know why it showed I got certification for it. If it's showing up as New York, I did not see New York. In the thing, it showed up earlier that New York was okay, so I don't know why, because I clicked on is this okay for New York. So now it's saying it's not okay for New York, but then it's giving me my certification like you got this continuing education, so it must be approved for information only. I don't know. So let's get into the course. No, that's not where I want it. I'll show you the video. Okay, so here's some stuff. Okay, so why is this so bad? Okay, he was going into a bunch of things of contraindications, and he's like, if you have swelling or edema or lymphedema, or stress, don't do cupping on your client. Well, that's the whole purpose of lymphatic drainage, is to help bring someone's swelling down. So he was speaking out of both sides of his mouth, and the question that I have is, how did he even get on the docket to teach this in the first place, even in Canada, because they have a 3-year course in Canada. In order to be a licensed massage therapist, you have to do 3 years of training. It's almost a 4-year degree. And here in New York, it's 1,000 hours, which you can do in a year or 6 months if you kind of rush through the course. But you don't learn enough of the stuff. And then you can do it in, depending on the program. The program I had, they had like a night school option where it was like a year and a half or something like that. So it's like, where is this guy getting his information? Is he like certified as a licensed massage therapist, but he like is a quack or something? So but somehow it said I got the continuing education course training, but then here it's saying, oh, not certified for New York and Florida, which I didn't thoroughly see. So otherwise I wouldn't have done this in the first place. But all my continuing education so far, it doesn't sound like they have sound science. It doesn't sound like anyone really understands the root causes of diseases. Yeah, and how to apply massage to help different diseases, and everyone speaking out of both sides of their mouth. And so it's like, here we're getting a really worse one where it's like, don't practice this on anyone who has diseases, is the disclaimer. So there are things in here where technically, if no one has any diseases, you could technically use these techniques on someone. And I don't know why he said a contraindication is stress. Is there stress in your physical body? Then yeah, that could probably be a contraindication if you have extreme stress going on your organs that are like making it so you like really have a compromised immune system. If that's what he meant by stress, then that's definitely a contraindication. But if you have like emotional stress in your life, or spiritual stress in your life, or mental stress in your life, where you have like tons of things that you need to get done and not enough time to do it or something, then like that is not a contraindication to get a cupping massage. So going forward, knee cupping is okay to do in New York. The way this guy is teaching this, it's not okay to do in New York. Let me go back. Okay, we'll just start here, and you'll see.
It is best to treat swelling that is easily explainable on a client with an intact lymphatic system, like say after a minor injury or a patient who has premenstrual swelling, where both cases where the client's body just needs a little bit of help. If the student or the clinician has taken some lymphatic drainage courses, however, they may be able to decide when to treat and when to refer to a more experienced practitioner for the health of the client. Again, we're going to get into indications a little bit later in the class. What part of the body is safe to apply cups to? Well, it is safe to apply cups on all parts of the body that we're allowed to do massage on. And just like lymphatic drainage massage techniques, lymphatic cupping techniques can be done in places like the popliteal space, the axilla, or the cubital crease, areas which are generally contraindicated to cupping. Now, this is because of the extremely light suction that we're using, along with the very low retention times. Because it's a skin technique and not applied very deeply, we're not so worried about damage to any blood vessels, veins, or arteries in the area. Here we have flash cupping with vacuum cups. This is an easy technique to do and quite relaxing for both the massage therapist and the client. The cup is placed lightly, flush with the skin, and then the pump is applied. I am using about half a pump on this particular hand pump. That applies a very light suction. Then I rotate my wrist. You want to think about the action of pronation and supination here, and pop the cup off. This stretches the skin, allowing for a stretch and then release. You can see the bounce back in the skin, and this is what increases the reflexive contraction of the lymph vessels. It may also be the manipulation that allows for the movement of lymph in tissues that are more fibrotic, like in chronic cases of edema. This technique is slow in nature. I am allowing the cup to stretch the skin before I pull the cup off. Now, I did use oil on this client as her skin was dry and the cup was not sealing well to begin with. If you find you cannot get a cup to stick, often this is a good solution. This is flash cupping, done with silicone cups. It is very similar to the last one. The suction is still light. The cup is squeezed in this case. I am doing this by squeezing the sides, and then it is placed lightly against the skin. The squeeze is released, which allows the cup to return to its normal shape, and then the cup is pulled off the skin. The process is repeated over and over again until the treatment is complete. Fast cupping. This is done with multiple cups. A cup is squeezed to decrease its internal volume, then it is placed on the skin and allowed to return to its resting shape. This is what creates the suction. As that cup is retained, another is put on beside it in the same way. Then cup 1 is removed and leapfrogged over cup 2. Then cup 2 is removed and leapfrogged over cup 1. In this, we move from distal to proximal along the lymph pathways. Massage cupping with silicone cups. This technique requires oil or other lubricant to be placed on the client's skin, as we need the cups to slide. A cup is suctioned onto the skin with light suction, and then it is dragged proximally and then either medially or laterally in order to put a maximal shear on the tissue. Here, maximal is probably the wrong word, as we are using very light suction, and we are not trying to do much more than to stretch the skin in two directions. Once the skin is stretched, the cup is removed, and then the technique is applied again, proximal to the end of the last technique. Massage cupping with vacuum cups. Again, this technique is done with oil on the skin because we do need this cup to glide against the skin. The same technique is used. The cup is placed on the skin. The suction is created, in this case by the hand pump, pulling it about halfway. And then the cup is slid towards the lymph pathways from distal to proximal. And then it is pulled sideways, either medially or lateral, to create a hooking motion. And this puts a nice shear on the tissue. And then the cup is removed. And the technique is done over and over and over again. When. Let's go through some when questions.
So again, he's saying contraindication. Like, technically, when you're working with the lymphatic system, you are going to do some form of lymphatic drainage. And now he's saying, like, the following, like, he was literally saying contraindications are swelling or edema, lymphedema, and stress. Like, that's what he was saying with his words in the video. That's what came across. And so, like, it was very confusing to listen to him because he was out of both sides of his house. So, like, do not follow this video for advice. And he didn't show any pictures of someone who has swelling or edema or lymphedema or some kind of organ body in the stretch pictures to show you, like, these are clear contraindications. So yeah, so let's go over this, because, like, I have taken another cupping course, and that person, I forget her name, she was a physical therapist, and she was teaching like those basic strokes for the most part. Is like, you could do flash cupping, fast cupping, and massage with the cups, and then you can do static cupping. And so he was saying you don't do static cupping with anyone who needs lymphatic drainage because you're hitting the soft tissues. And he was saying it could actually stop your lymphatic flow moving in your body by doing static cupping. And I'm just like, I don't think he understands what cupping is really for. So what does cupping really do? It is for the cardiovascular system of the body. It is for helping you get your blood circulation going in different areas of your body. So what does that mean? You want the blood to go back to the heart, right? So you are going to... Sorry, there are people outside who decided to use a weed whacker while I'm doing this video. I'm not going to be doing it again, so bear with the weed whacker sound. So apparently I have bad timing to do continuing education courses and do reviews. Sorry about that. I do not know how to edit the sound out. Anyways, okay, so yes, you do need to, like I was taught in massage therapy school, you need to work the upper area of the limb, so like the thigh, then the leg, and then you do the whole thing in lengthening strokes to get the circulation going. So you can apply the cups in a massage fashion in that way. He was doing very short massage strokes with the cups with light pressure. And technically, light pressure, it could potentially help the lymphatic system, but he was like all over the place that, like, for the safeguard of New York State, I would be like, no, unless you've had full certification to do lymphatic drainage manually with your hands first, don't apply any cups to anyone to help assist you with lymphatic drainage, because they will probably go over everything thoroughly and be like, can you use other massage tools to do lymphatic drainage or not? You're going to get those questions answered there. Those are in other videos where professionals who have done lymphatic drainage, they're like, here is our school. It is a 135 hours of training, and it sounded like that included like your homework, and then that included having to fly out to Colorado to get the certification and training. So, and they never talked about a combination of cups and manual lymphatic drainage during the whole time. So I'm not sure where he's getting the idea of let's apply cups and to lymphatic drainage. Cupping is really for the cardiovascular system, because the idea is you're trying to increase a fresh supply of blood to the area. And if you want a relaxing Swedish massage with cups, you can get a cupping Swedish massage but it's the objective is you're still you are still increasing blood circulation, because it's creating some kind of suction while you massage. And he was showing a tedious way of applying cups and massaging someone at the same time. Like when I did cupping at the spa that I worked for, like I would sometimes massage with the cups, and I focused on static cupping, because people would come in and they're like, I have problems in this area, or my nerves are bothering me and stuff like that. So I'd apply the cups to like help create space for the nerves or like the area on the spine, because you can apply cups directly on the spine, and you can use cups to actually massage over the spine. That's what I was trained in another course. So I was like, cool. Like, it's not because you're not supposed to, because it's lighter technique, like you're not actually massaging with your fingers, and you could accidentally hurt someone with massaging someone manually with your fingers directly over the spine. So I was taught you don't do that. So I don't know what this person was thinking. I don't know why it's showing that I got the continuing education credit. But I'll show you the paper too. So, because if the paper comes out that you got the certification, then you got the certification. Like here, it says New York State license has successfully completed this course. You know, it doesn't, like, it wouldn't have given me this certification of achievement if I didn't get it. So I'm just like why online did it say don't do this? And then why did it show up when I hit New York? It came up on the search engine of like, here, do this one. So I guess I'm just giving a rotten review. It's an automatic failure because this guy doesn't understand science concerning the lymphatic system and the cardiovascular system. He doesn't understand contraindications. He doesn't understand what certain words mean in English, apparently. Maybe he had someone translate this from French to English, and it got messed up in translation. So maybe that's the major issue with this video. Maybe they need to go back and just show this continuing education course in French, because in Canada, they speak French too and do things in French. So maybe when they translated it to English, like they didn't understand the contraindications and the stuff properly. So that could be my assessment. But I did pass the quiz the first time, but I had to use process of elimination to answer all the questions properly, because there was like, what's a contraindication for lymphatic drainage? And edema was on the list, and lymphedema. And then there was heart failure. And I was like, well, technically, he was like including all of this. Like an indication and a contraindication are two different things. So I could have misheard him in the video, but it sounded like verbally he was saying a contraindication is swelling or edema, lymphedema, and stress. And he was like, don't work those areas. Like, that's what I got from this video. So maybe he wasn't talking clearly enough. And maybe you shouldn't put these two words in the same paragraph or the same sentence. Because, like, unless you know the clear definition, unless you're talking clearly, like, because lymphatic drainage is, if there is swelling, edema, and lymphedema and stress in the body, then you want to work in these areas. And there's a specific way to know how to work in these areas. That's what you should say. You shouldn't be saying indication and contraindication, because some idiot, if they speak French better fluently, then they're not going to know the difference, and then they're going to be like, it's a contraindication. So it could be like a language thing of why this got all messed up, is probably my prediction. So make sure that when you take massage therapy courses, you speak the same language. Make sure your teacher's fluent in both languages for their country. So Canada, you're supposed to fully be able to speak French and English, not like in some territories, not just French fluently only. So he clearly in this video demonstrated to me he does not understand English fluently. So sorry that this is wrong, because one of the things he clearly stated in the video was, hey, static cupping could cause an impingement in the passageway for the lymph drainage. And I'm just like, you're describing something that happens in the nervous system. The lymphatic system is very, like, I don't know how to explain it, where it's like it's in the deepest layer of the skin, the lymphatic system. I've never felt a lymph node. I've never been able to feel the lymphatic passageways of the body. I understand the principles of lymphatic drainage on a very, like, I would call it elementary school level for massage therapy, but I do not understand how to clearly follow the passageways all the way from, like, the feet towards the heart, or the arms to the heart, and then the face towards the heart, and the back towards the heart, because that you would need hands-on thorough training for that. So he clearly doesn't understand stuff. And in the past, it seemed like, okay, cupping might actually be beneficial for helping the nervous system if people are having problems in the nervous system, because I took another cupping course, and they're like, it creates space under the tissue, and that could help the nerves, you know, because you're helping them take a break from whatever's going on. Because with nerves, they probably don't like too much pressure or whatever. So you have to do something to create space, or do like the opposite, lift up the tissue instead of press on the tissue to help certain nerve conditions. So yes, be careful in the future with who you're getting training from. I'm going to take it as one of my continuing education credits, because it's like New York let it slide, New York let it come up on the thing of something I could do. And yeah, this person got an F. It took a little bit over an hour. I passed the quiz the first time, but his science, his understanding of cupping and the lymphatic system, how it was described in the video, it's like, no, you don't understand what you're teaching at all. So he got an automatic F. Do not use any of these techniques for lymphatic drainage. For massaging someone who doesn't have any of these issues, it's completely fine. Again, organ stress in the body internally is different from emotional stress, mental stress, or spiritual stress. So you can do cupping on those individuals. But like his version of massage cupping didn't look very relaxing to me. Like flash cupping and fast cupping, it doesn't seem relaxing to me. You want nice Swedish strokes. So I hope you liked this video. Until next time, have a great day. If you have any massage therapy questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and feel free to like and subscribe to this video if you want.